I've been a private investigator for 11 years. Before that, I worked in insurance fraud for 6, and before that I spent 4 years as a paralegal at a firm that specialized in wrongful death cases. I say all of this because I need you to understand that I am not someone who walks into a case with a chip on my shoulder about law enforcement. I am not someone who assumes misconduct. I follow evidence. That's the job. The Reyes family came to me in March of last year. The mother, Cecilia, called my office and left a voicemail. She said her son had died in November and the police had closed the case, and she didn't believe what they'd told her, and she needed someone to look again. She said she wasn't crazy and she wasn't in denial, and she just needed someone to look at what she was looking at and tell her if she was wrong. I almost didn't call her back. Not because I doubted her. I've learned not to assume grief makes people wrong. But because those calls are the hardest kind of case to work and the hardest kind of outcome to deliver in either direction. But I called her back. Her son Marcus had died in November. He was 26. The official cause of death was ruled an accidental drowning. He'd been found in the river that ran behind the industrial district on the east side of the city, a stretch of water that was deep and had a current and had claimed lives before. The medical examiner's report said he'd drowned. The police report said he'd likely been walking along the riverbank, possibly intoxicated, and fallen in. There were 2 problems with this that Cecilia told me on our first meeting, sitting in my office with her hands folded on the table like she was holding herself together. The first problem, Marcus didn't drink. He'd been sober for 4 years. The toxicology report had shown trace amounts of alcohol in his system, not enough to impair someone significantly, but enough for the report to note possible intoxication. His family said this was impossible. His sponsor said this was impossible. Everyone who knew Marcus said this was impossible. The second problem, the stretch of riverbank where Marcus was found had a fence. A chain-link fence, 8 feet high, installed by the city 3 years earlier after 2 accidental drownings. The gate in the fence required a key that was held by the City Parks Department and a handful of authorized contractors. The police report made no mention of the fence. I took the case. My first 2 weeks were pure documentation. I pulled everything I could legally access. The police report, the medical examiner's report, the 911 call log, the initial responding officer's scene notes, the case closure summary. I read all of it twice before I formed any opinion at all. Then I went to the riverbank myself. I photographed the fence. I photographed the gate and the lock and the ground around it. I walked the path